The first one is please turn off your mobile phone or put the mobile phone in silent mode. The second one is that please refrain from talking on these three topics. The first one is the sex, second is the religion, and third is politics. The last one is that please do not cross talk during the meeting. Additionally, we have to follow some guidelines as we are not in physical meet. We are going to virtual meet. First one is that please rename yourself. If you are Toastmaster, if you are the member, then put your role, then underscore, then name. And if you are guest, then guest underscore, then your name. Please do not post anything in the chat box in the middle of the speech or any role is taking the chance unless the speaker or anyone has asked to do so. Please do not share the screen unless your role requires to do so. Use reaction button to give or convey the appreciation or applause. For example, if you want to use for applause, you can use the reaction button as shown in the screen, or you can show these hands for the applause. Before starting the speech, all the speakers and role players are asked to do a quick audio and video check, as well as also check the timer's card. You can display hyper or namaste when taking over a role. You can connect with the Zoom master for any technical glitch. The meeting is being recorded. If you have any issue or reservation being for the recording, you can let us know. We can pause the recording. Now I would like to call a person who will take this meeting forward. She is a humble, a mentor and leader, of course. She is none but the president of our club. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha ma'am, as presiding officer of the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, Toastmaster Akash. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the 57th meeting of Mumbai Speakers Toastmaster Club. So today, we are almost into the 5th month of the year, which is May and 1st of May. And what is the significance of 1st of May? It is Labor's Day. Why did the Labor Day become so important? Sorry?
It is also Maharashtra Day.
Maharashtra Day, yes. There are different connotations and titles for this particular day in different parts of the world. But the real essence is to try and respect the people who work for us. Even we are workers, so we also need to be respected. And that's why if you belong to a generation where I probably grew up, and I'm sure some of them here also belong to that, is when we used to have a lot of problems between the owners of companies and unions and laborers, who were fighting for a lot of their rights to be in place. So the origin of Labor Day is obviously to try and remember that we have to respect that definitely work is worship, but we have to respect the fact that they are also human beings and they have their own lives as well. So in the origin of Labor Day, which I was reading through, was somewhere in America where people used to work 12 hours a day. And there was a big revolution around the time when they wanted to come out on the streets and demanded their rights. And what was given to them was that they work 8 hours a day, 8 hours of recreation and 8 hours of rest. That's why 8 3s are 24, and the importance of 24 hours in a day respected for anyone who is working. I also thought about it, that how many of us are actually following this in our real lives? Definitely with the ongoing IT revolution, there is no end to work. You take your laptops home. You think that you are in the comfort of home, you have your mobile, you have your laptop, and people are still working. So how much of these commemorations of festivals or days are relevant to today's age is something what we definitely need to think about. And also our leaders, who are the people who are actually implementing and giving us holidays for celebration of these kind of festivals or important memorable days, need to reinvent the wheel, according to me. This is my food for thought on today being the Labor Day. So with that, I think we move on to the Toastmaster meeting, which is obviously has a particular format, and we welcome all the guests who are a part of this meeting today. And do I see some guests here? I do see somebody who's called 487A92. Can you please rename your window, please? And also Ishan. Ishan, welcome. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, Ishan.
Hello.
Yes, hi, Ishan. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you also have a good experience today at our meeting. Do you have something to say?
No, not now.
Okay. Okay, Ishan. Thank you so much. Can Ali Hassan, would you like to say something about yourself? What draws you here on a bright Sunday morning? Ali Hassan?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
What
So
brings
first
you?
of all, I would like to thank you that you are doing such a session for us. And my views regarding the Toastmaster is only to enhance my communication skills as I am working in the company. So
Sure.
a MNC company. So the requirement in this company to be there is to be clear about myself, means to be a good communication skills you must have. So that's
Sure.
why, and I also want to overcome the stage fear and anxiety which we'll be having during the meeting.
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Ali Hassan. So welcome to the meeting. I hope you have a enjoyable time with us today.
Thank you so much.
Can the person whose window says 487A92 speak something, please? Would you like to introduce yourself? Hello? Okay, we'll come back to that later. And yes, I also need to welcome two new members to this meeting, which is Toastmaster. Now I can officially call you Toastmaster Sonam and Toastmaster Rakesh. Welcome, Toastmaster Rakesh and Sonam, to our club. And congratulations for taking that step. And you're a part of the team. And you will be also referred as Toastmasters going forward. Do you have something to say on this, Sonam and Rakesh? Rakesh, you first.
Yeah, I think it's a privilege to be part of this club. I always wanted to be part of this Toastmasters club and be a very, avid speaker, and participate in on an international stage. One of the reasons for me joining the Toastmasters is basically me being in the corporate world to enhance my leadership communication, also to build networking with peer groups, right, who have been part of and who share my own interests. And as I told you earlier, that I was following one very famous Toastmaster guy. Yeah, I aspire to be somebody like him, maybe in the future, but let's see how that goes.
That's brilliant, Rakesh. Welcome and enjoy your journey. We are all here to support each other. So reach out if you have any questions. Thank you. And Sonam, welcome. Do you have something to say as well now that you're going to be referred as Toastmaster Sonam? You're muted, I think. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I feel privileged to join the Toastmasters Club, and I look forward to participate in these sessions like the last time that I'd seen.
Yes. Yeah, there will be opportunities. We do have table topic speaker, and something to refer to what Rakesh said about Aditya Maheshwaran. He's a distinguished Toastmaster, and he is a great speaker. You all should go to YouTube and see his talks. They are amazing. And what I take away from one of his talks, which he said, is Distinguished Toastmaster is a title which is given by Toastmasters International, but you have to be a distinguished speaker to also take on that title. So sometimes if you really get involved with the process of getting a distinguished Toastmaster title, you realize sometimes it's so difficult and so caught up and all that. You will come to realize it. But he says, you don't really need to worry about the process. Once you start concentrating on developing yourself as a good speaker, you will become a distinguished speaker anyway. Great, thank you so much. And I do have, I want to give a couple of minutes to congratulate one person who has taken the time to join us today. It's been a very important day for him and a busy day, but I told him that he should at least peep into the club, which he considers himself his baby. And today, the club mentor, who is been with us throughout, thick and thin, reached out to us, helped us with the growth and development of different members here, has now been conferred the title of Divisional Director of our area and division. He's going to be the divisional director. So with all the applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Babu to say a few words about this journey, and also how do you feel now that we are going to be calling you divisional director, apart from the club mentor. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam President, for those lovely words of introduction as usual. And of course, that extra zing today, which you added in view of my new appointment. Yes, indeed, the first thing I must say that the crown which is going to be put on my head is going to be rather heavy, I'm sure. But I think with all the kind of love, affection and support that I've had from all the clubs in the division, and in particular, the chartered clubs, I'm sure that I will try and make it as light as possible, but should be an enjoyable journey. In fact, yesterday was May Day for me in many ways, because I wasn't too sure whether I will may or may not make it. But I think at the end, as I said, it was the support that I received from so many members in the division. And though I know that all of you could not vote for me at the elections, but at the end of the day, it's the unseen support which really propels you to do well. And I think that really pulled me through. So I must thank each and every one of you for having enabled me to cross the line yesterday and become the Division B Director-elect. The one very good news I must say is that Mumbai speakers being in Division B, I think it's B4, at least as of now, will hopefully continue to be my baby, or I shouldn't call it a baby anymore. I think it's grown up quite a lot. So I do hope that this is going to be a different kind of journey this year on. But definitely there are a lot of things which I will remember and continue to cherish and be associated. So while you may not see too much of me, but I'm sure that I will be in and around to bother Toastmaster Sudha and her team, and hope that here on we can look at Mumbai speakers as perhaps, I do hope my words come true, as the topmost club in Division B. So, so let's hope for the best. And all I can say is I still seek all your support of all the members of Mumbai speakers and the ExCom, so that we can all do great work together in the year ahead. Thank you, Madam President, so much, and look forward to a great year for all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Divisional Director Babu now. And he is the one who always walks the talk, according to me. And that's why he is where he is. not looking for those flowery credits, but he just believes in doing the work. And that's how he's created some amazing clubs and continues to support so many others. And yesterday he told me that he got so many calls yesterday that it was even more than the calls that he received when he got married. So, so I think that's the kind of fan following that he has. Kudos to that, Babu sir, and hope you continue to give that same flavor to the Toastmaster experience that we all look forward to when we join. And I'm sure with your support, we'll all go great places. Thank you for joining us. And we want you to be there as a part of our club meetings as much as possible. I'm going to push and nudge you for that. So thank you so much, Babu sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Along with that, now let us proceed with the meeting today. And the meeting actually has a very beautiful theme, and it can take you back to your biology class. You all must be remembering about photosynthesis. And what is it that photosynthesis is about? The plants creating the food for us. We can't survive without food for us all. Civilizations, generations have depended on that. Of course, we have other alternate sources now, but plants have to be preserved. And what are the essential ingredients for the plants to produce the food? There are three things. Can someone go at it? Maybe Vishal, do you want to say, I'm taking you to your biology class. What are the three ingredients for a good photosynthesis? I mean, or rather plant food to be produced?
I would say sunlight, good soil, and water.
Yeah, absolutely right. Spot on. So yes, those are the reminders of today's theme. And he's talking about one of the most important ingredients of this process, which is degenerating, not in its best form. And I don't want to take too much, steal the thunder from his session, because of which I would like to introduce today's Toastmaster of the Day, a very humble person, a very empathetic person. I've always seen him reaching, if there is any problem, he's always a person whom I can rely upon. Our only Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Walter D'Souza. Welcome, Walter. And
thank you.
The
Thank you so
stage
much.
is all yours.
Thank you so much. So thank you, Madam Toastmaster, for your lovely, inspiring opening note and benevolent introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good morning. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you in this today's session, which will be full of learning, joy, and fun with Mumbai Speaker Toastmaster Club. I'm Walter Castro and excited to be a TMoD for today's meeting. In fact, I feel honored and glad to be a TMoD on this auspicious day of Maharashtra Day and World Labour Day. So wishing you all very happy Maharashtra Day and Workers' Day or Labour's Day. Today, I'm going to talk about the very burning issue of environmental challenges. So go green, renewable energies are the buzzword nowadays. Everybody is concerned about the global warming, CO2 emissions due to burning of fossil fuels, pollution due to automobiles, and so many other reasons. In fact, United Nations member states in 2015 has released a blueprint for the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. This is for the peace and prosperity of the people and the planet for today and for the future. And these goals to be achieved by 2030. These are urgent call for actions for all countries, whether you are developed countries, developing countries. This has to be done in global partnership. This is the urgent need. So over here, I would like to hear from you, your opinion, according to you, what is the biggest environment issue we are facing today? So any volunteer, please. What is the biggest issue we are facing today, according to you, environmental issue? Toastmaster Rakesh, you have raised your hand. So can you please?
I'm currently in the banking industry, and there is an initiative by global banks and financial institutions which is called the ESG initiative, Environmental, Social, and Governance. So these are basically, companies which reduce the effect of greenhouse gases. And by 2050, I think India wants to achieve a net zero carbon emission. So I think that is the largest environmental issue which we are facing at this point of time on the emission of greenhouse gases. So I actually want to ask you the question whether this soil erosion, etc., would be part of the ESG initiative, or is it something different?
Yeah, we'll come to know that, but this will definitely contribute for the ESG initiatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is, according to me, I think you're reducing your carbon footprint and greenhouse gases.
True.
Is one of the largest environmental issues which is confronting us in today's world.
Correct. Very true. Very true. Anyone else would like to add? Sudha, madam, yes.
Is it that we are losing the efficacy of soil because of the fact that it's not as nutritive for the plants anymore, and there is a reason because of the dumping and the soil becoming less effective in that sense?
Yes, that could be one of the environmental issues according to you. That's true. Yeah. Anyone else would like to? Yeah, Urmila, you raise your hand.
Yeah, so construction is going on everywhere, and I think that is the main or one of the reason for this, decreasing the soil quality.
True, very true, very true. That's good input and really relevant. So, dear friends, so these are the biggest issues we are looking at this. Have you heard about the Sustainable Development Goals? Anyone else? SDGs, which are released by United Nations? No? Anyway,
Yes.
correct. So while many countries are addressing these issues in different ways, like renewable energies has come up, we have the electric vehicles to reduce the carbon footprint. We are thinking of the more efficient and powerful fuel like hydrogen fuel. At the same time, countries like India and all also facing challenges of the plastic garbages, electronic waste, cleaning of rivers, and they are trying to find out the solution for this, and which is good. There is no harm into that. But these all are civic issues, and this can be controlled, managed by the law enforcement, the creating awareness, and by creating alternative ways. However, the biggest environmental issue is problem of ecological issue, the degradation of soil fertility. This issue need to be touched and addressed on immediate basis because this is irreversible. If it is not addressed as of today, it is irreversible. So what exactly this soil issue is and how it will impact all of us and what is this Save Soil initiative is, I will describe you in the upcoming session. I will take a break over here and explain you the flow of the meeting. So let's quickly explain the flow of the meeting for the benefit of guests. We are having 3 sessions in the meeting today. The first session will consist of 4 prepared speeches based on certain objectives from their respective paths. The second session will be impromptu speaking or table topic session where you will be learned to think fast and speak on the cuff. I encourage all the guests to take part in this dynamic session. It will be extremely exciting and fun-filled session. And the third and last, the most important, will be the evaluation session, where the evaluation of the prepared speeches and the experienced member will give their feedback on the prepared speeches to the speakers, and the general evaluator will give the feedback on overall the meeting. As a Toastmaster of the day, it's my duty to introduce the role bearers who will assist me in running this today's session. To keep track of the time spent by each speaker, please help me welcoming the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Harsh Mehta. May I call upon Toastmaster Harsh to give the objective of his role as a timer for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Good morning, everyone. Today, my role is the timer of the meeting. As a timer, it is very important for me to note timings for speeches, evaluations, and table topics. I know that everyone has given their 100% in preparing their speeches, evaluations, and table topic, but it is very important to respect everyone's time. Everyone here today morning has waken up on a Sunday morning to hear you and to respect you. And it is our duty to respect them back by respecting their time. So I will help everyone to know their time. And at the end of the meeting, I will present my timer's report. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Walter. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Harsh. Now to track the good and not so good usage of grammar, we have Grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Avni. May I call upon Toastmaster Avni to give her speech objective, role objective.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Walter. So good morning, everyone. I have taken the role of a grammarian in today's meeting. I'm also going through mixed bag of feeling because it is my first role in any Toastmaster meeting. So it's a combination of excitement and nervousness. So what is the role of a grammarian in Toastmasters meeting? So there are two primary objectives to it. The first one is to take note of good usage and not so good usage of English vocabulary and language. So I would be listening to all the speakers mindfully and taking notes of it, which would be presented towards the end of the meeting during evaluation. And the second is to introduce word of the day. So the word of the day that I've chosen is deliberate. I'm also sharing it on the.
Sorry, you're on mute. Avni, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. So the word of the day, that I've chosen for today's meeting is deliberate. Deliberate is when we think, do, or talk about something in a very conscious, intentional, and planned manner. This word could be used in multiple ways as an adjective, as verb, and also as a noun. So I've tried giving example in the chat box. You can refer it. The first one as an adjective. So if I'm speaking in a slow and deliberate manner, so Avni is speaking in a clear, deliberate manner, which is as an adjective. And if I need to use it as a verb, that remember to do all your yoga postures in deliberately. That means consciously, carefully. So I would really encourage all speakers to try and include the word of the day, deliberately. And because appreciation becomes, it plays an important role in Toastmasters meeting. If anyone is using deliberate in their speeches or while sharing, we could give a thumbs up reaction on our screen. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avni. It was a wonderful introduction of overall your role and all, and the word deliberation, what you have explained was very good, and that will help all the audience to use it deliberately during the meeting. Now to keep track of ahs and ums during the meeting, we have the ah counter of the day, Toastmaster Urmila. So may I call upon Toastmaster Urmila to give the objective of her role as a ah counter. Over to you, Toastmaster Urmila.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and very good morning, guest. So as an ah counter, my role is record unnecessary sounds or crutch words, filler words like so and okay, but crutch words like so and the repeat words, long pauses, which I need to record it. So why it is important? Why we are not to use more crutch words or filler words, or why we not to take more long pauses? Because the crutch words or filler sounds obstruct the smooth flow of speech can be analyzed to listeners. So you have to deliberately use while you are speaking any crutch words or filler words, or any repeated words. So I will record all these things and I will present my report one call upon by general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Urmila, for that detailed objectives. And with this, we'll begin with our first session, that is prepared speeches. Each speech is from their selected pathways with certain fixed objective, which we call it as a project. I request all speakers to check their audio and video and timer screen before they start their speech. For the first speech, we have Toastmaster Alvin delivering his icebreaker speech. I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Raghav, to kindly read out the speech objective and time limits for him. Over to Toastmaster Raghav.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Alvin will attempt his Icebreaker Speech. The speech length is 4 to 6 minutes. So it's his first speech as a Toastmaster. All the best, Toastmaster Alvin, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Walter.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghav. So, Toastmaster Alvin, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Cool. So, Toastmaster Alvin, over to you. Icebreaker Speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Alvin.
When we were small, we all dreamed of becoming somebody. A teacher, a doctor, or maybe a pilot. Not all dreams or wishes come true. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Question is, what did I want to become? A family of 5 with 3 sons living in dire poverty in the slums, struggling to make ends meet. My father worked as a laborer. My peer group were either children who were laborers or school dropouts. The only blessing was my admission in an English convent school. I wasn't dyslexic, but the words and numbers jumped and danced around me as well, just like in the movie Tare Zameen Pe. Going to school was just another torture, as I was punished for wearing torn slippers or a torn pant, or reasons genuinely out of my control. The only thing I enjoyed going to school was shooting down 4 to 5 coconuts or mangoes in one stone shots. This was the only thing that motivated me to go to school. My elder brother and I failed in 7th standard, and one of us had to drop school as my parents could not afford the fees. My brother dropped out and started working. I was sad at this. However, I could not decide anything, so I continued. Till 9th in maths, I've never scored more than 4 marks out of 100. I failed in 9th and had to repeat the same class. And this time, I was in the same class as my younger brother. I felt miserable and ashamed to be with my younger brother in class. All these incidents and my dark looks affected me in leading to inferiority complex, staying secluded, being violent and angry. As I was struggling with these feelings, I once violently hit the school captain, for which I was suspended. And I thought this was end of my school life. Destiny had to play its role. And 10 days later, I was called back under strict warning. Something had changed. I started finding deliberate ways to make studies simpler for me. My brother and I sat studying till late nights under the light of kerosene lamp. The big day arrived. Yes, the SSC board exam results. I was shivering as I walked in the classroom. My teacher pulled out the mark sheet. Was I going to be the one to spoil the school's 10% passing marks? I could not believe it, nor could others, as I had cleared first class. We were the first in our slums to reach this landmark. I suddenly became a case study subject shared by teachers for the next 5 to 6 years. With no future vision for myself, I started working in a factory, supporting my family with some money. I happened to meet an old friend who told me to fill college admission forms in few colleges. I applied in one college, knowing very well that I do not stand any chance. I was thrilled to see my name at the bottom of the final list, that 2 in pencil. Was this accidental or was it providence? I continued working in a factory as I completed my graduation. What next? I had already kept my roots grounded with the school by joining the Past Pupils Association. Here is when someone offered me the first clerical type job. I was happy and satisfied, although I still did not get to work on a computer. A new chapter was about to begin. One junior member of the Past Pupil Association who worked in a leading foreign bank asked me to share my resume. The interviewer, a top-level banker, asked me, just one question. You know nothing related to this field, nor do you have experience. Why should we hire you? I confidently replied, sir, give me one chance and you will never regret the decision. I got that job. I kept growing and moving from one big bank to another. Was this accidental or was this providence? Got married to a wonderful lady who had equally seen challenging times. We became parents of 3 beautiful daughters, and together took many bold financial decisions which worked our way, multiplying our assets and managing our liabilities. Last 21 years, I've worked with renowned banks and financial institutions. I call myself as an accidental banker. Yes, but a successful one. What do you feel? Accidental or providence? As I kept growing and moving ahead, I realized I left footprints of respect, ownership, love, and trust among my colleagues. A journey from slums to a senior position in a foreign bank seems very learning and enriching. I was awarded the Great People Managers Award 2021 by Great Manager Institute, and my name published in Jan 22 Forbes edition. Moreover, the school where I had to repeat 2 extra years, where I was suspended, I'm currently the president of its strong Past People's Association. Finally, I've often heard people say, your basics have to be correct and the right results follow. Wondering if this is really applicable in my case. What do you think it is? Accidental or providence? Back to you, TMoD, Walter.
Great speech, Toastmaster Alvin. What an inspiring story you have narrated. As a custom, I believe everyone should give the standing ovation since this is a icebreaker speech. And I will request all of you to take a 15 seconds to write your feedback personally to the Toastmaster Alvin. Meanwhile, for second speaker, is Rishikesh Kanolkar is ready. Is he there?
Am I audible?
Yeah, Rishikesh, yeah.
Yes. So should I start?
Well, wait. So
hello.
Yeah, just hold on, Rishikesh. For the second speech, we have the Rishikesh Kanolkar will be delivering his level 1, project 1 from the pathway dynamic leadership. It will be a 5 to 7 minutes speech. And may I call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta, to kindly read out the speech objective and time limits. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Walter. So my speaker, Rishikesh, will be going for his level 1 project 2 speech. It's under the pathway dynamic leadership. I haven't really received the evaluation form for him. So Rishikesh, I won't be able to give you like the exact feedback that you might be looking for, but I believe the purpose of your speech would be to deliver a well-structured speech. So looking forward to hearing on that one. Timer, please note that the time for this is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Walter.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. So may I request timer of the day, Toastmaster Harsh, to show his card, and Rishikesh, can you just quickly check whether you're able to see the timer card?
So at 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll share the red card with you. I hope it is visible to you.
Rishikesh, are you?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So with that, Toastmaster Rishikesh Kanolkar, technology with the purpose, Toastmaster Rishikesh Kanolkar. Over to you, Toastmaster Rishikesh.
So science is a Science is a collection of knowledge which is built upon observation of the environment around us. What is then technology? Technology is application of this very science. Science is a collection of knowledge based on this observing the link between inputs and outputs. Moving forward, there is a branch of science, a mathematics science. In that, there is a sub branch of mathematics science, which deals with zeros and ones. The binary number system, which understands only zeros and ones. There is a very beautiful technology we built around this very science of zeros and ones. Yes, I'm speaking about the computer technology. This technology is built by combination of two different science, the physical science and the mathematics science. Computer understands the flow of electric circuits, the on and off mode, which it conceives as zeros and ones. Thanks to the greatness of the brilliant mind of Charles Babbage, who was able to build this technology based upon combining two different sciences. Now I wish to ask Sudha ma'am as to when did she first encounter this particular computer technology for the first time, and what was the first task she did? Yes, Sudha ma'am.
So I belong to the phase when we used to write letters to each other, and I think my husband, who was in Dubai at that time, and I was in Bombay, and we resorted to letters. And 1994 was the time that Mr. Bhatia invented the hotmail. So I think we were communicating through letters, and we immediately moved on to communicating through email. So that was my first experience and encounter with technology, I would say. Yeah.
So thank you, Sudha ma'am. I would ask to ask this similar question to Toastmaster Walter.
So yeah, so basically I encountered these computers where I did my electronics engineering. Post that, in my first job, I come to know the encounter the computers, and I just saw what is a hard disk and how it works and all. So that was my first interaction. Thank you.
So as far as mine is concerned, I encountered computer back in around 2000, the year 2000, wherein it was Windows 98. And the first thing I did was I played a game of Aladdin, I guess, and later on Road Rash. So that's my first experience with computer. I hope I will hesitate to ask this question to Generation Z people, because it's now like computer is in our pockets only, the mobile phones. We have n number of infinite examples, I could say, wherein we find technology which has taken up place in everyday's life. For example, for online shopping, we have Flipkart, Amazon, booking hotels, Oyo rooms, and so on. I would like to pursue this technology revolution, or I can say a knowledge revolution, in another way. Taking for granted the impact of LPG revolution, liberation, privatization, globalization, I feel it is the technology revolution which has indeed made these LPG reforms a great success. I would like to bring forth observation wherein I could say is this technology revolution which has moved us from age of scarcity to age of surplus. For example, back in 2000, we could find ourselves that we wanted to have a telephone connection in our home, and we had to stand in large amount of long queues to get this telephone connection. If you wanted mobile phones, we had to we had that large mobile phone, Nokia, I guess. And today we are living in age of surplus. We go to buy a mobile phone, we have smart this Oppo, Vivo, etc. Whatever. So it is like we are moved into age of surplus. And indeed, the supply side also is facing this very problem of surplus. In order to navigate through this stiff competition, they brought about something as product differentiation, something which they offer that is unique to their particular product to stand out of the crowd. And as a buyer, we find ourselves indeed in a tough position to make the right choice, to find a specific product which suits our purpose. And so we also, it becomes this choice making becomes difficult, especially first of all, we need to understand whether the product which we are purchasing does fulfill the purpose. And second, the product differentiation, which of the product is closely aligned to our particular needs. Then moving forward, sorry. And we find this similar situation in our business areas also. We wish to make Microsoft presentations in PowerPoint presentations, and we have the choice of either doing it Microsoft PowerPoint or Canva or the Visio. And this is where, and these very products cater to three different categories of people. And so indeed, it becomes a very difficult choice to opt for. And so there is a new breed of profession known as functional consultants who help people to make this very right choice. What does functional consultant do? They help people in fulfilling their customized requirement to, with the help of their specialized knowledge, to say for example, a client goes to Microsoft 365 consultant for setting up an accounting system. So this very consultant will help him set up the accounting system using the very specialized knowledge of all the Microsoft 365 products he has, and indeed help him set up the accounting system in an efficient and way and in a proper and optimized way. Otherwise, we all use Microsoft products, but we should accept it that it is we don't use all the features which Microsoft offers. And so this profession is indeed a profession of a good amount of creativity and application mindset. And since me and Microsoft has a childhood friendship, I could say, I wish to expand this friendship and wish to enter this very profession of functional consultant and help people make the right choice and make a proper use of technology to fulfill their customized purpose. And so I wish to enter into Dynamics 365. So if anyone is aware of any vacancy in Dynamics 365, do please connect to me after this session. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster. Okay.
Thank you so much. Great. Your speech was like try, but don't cry. I think great speech. You took us from the whole journey to the recent technologies and all. Very good, Toastmaster Rishikesh. So while today I was talking about the soil and all, I think we have this back-to-back speeches on technology and artificial intelligence. So now our third speech, may I call upon Toastmaster Sangram. Toastmaster Sangram, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I hope I can.
Yeah, and Toastmaster Joy, your evaluator. I believe Joy is also there.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, great. So meanwhile, I will just request all the audience to give your feedback to Toastmaster Rishikesh Kanulkar over his personal chat. We'll wait for 5 seconds. The third speech, I'll call upon Toastmaster Sangram, and who will be presenting his level 1 research speech, pathway motivation. And to evaluate his speech, I will request evaluator Toastmaster Joy to kindly read out the speech objective and time limits for you. Over to you, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you, TMoD Walter. My speaker today, Toastmaster Sangram, will be attempting project 3 of level 1 under the motivational strategies pathways. And the objective or the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note the timing for the speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to Toastmaster Sangram, and back to you, TMoD Walter.
Thanks so much, Toastmaster Joy. May I request Toastmaster Harsh to show the timing cards? Sangram, can you just please check whether you are able to see the timing cards, timer cards?
Not it.
Got it?
No, not it. I can't. I am not able to see that.
Yeah. Toastmaster Harsh.
If can the co-host pin me while the speech is? TM Sangram, can you see me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I'll just do this. These would be green card at 5 minutes, yellow cards at 6 minutes, and this would be at 7 minutes.
Okay, got it.
Request the co-host, if possible, please pin me while the speech is.
Sorry, I just need to say something, Harsh. You'll have to keep the screen on, because they will not know the transition. They would have not seen when you put the green, right? So keep it on.
Okay.
Okay. Great, thank you. And Sangram, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Toastmaster Sangram, artificial intelligence and its important in daily life. Artificial intelligence and its important in daily life. Toastmaster Sangram. Over to you, Toastmaster Sangram.
Thank you, Walter. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence. Sometimes we hear the term artificial intelligence and we think that it has nothing to do with your life or day-to-day life, something we think we do never come in contact with. However, it's not true. We do have so many elements in our life which are related to artificial intelligence. Let's understand this with some of the examples. When you get up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? You check your mobile and it opens up automatically. The machine vision of the mobile recognize your face and it opens up. It works on the artificial intelligence, wherein it captures your face and compares with the image which is already built in your mobile phone, and that's how it works. You drive to your office. What is the first thing you do? Is you open up the Google Map, type the location over there to your office, and you start driving. It's not that something you don't know how to reach to your office or you don't know your office addresses, but what you're trying to do over here is you're trying to see what the traffic congestion, if there is a traffic congestion, or what is the traffic condition right now. So let's say I stay at Borivali, and if I have to go to Andheri, I have 3 options available. I can go to the Western Express Highway, or I can go to the SV Road, or I can go to the Link Road. And if I know that I normally take 30 minutes to travel, I'll most probably choose the Western Expressway because there is very less traffic in the morning. But what if in certain particular day, if there's a traffic jam, and if I'm not using the Google Map, I'll get stuck in the traffic. So that technology again works on the artificial intelligence, wherein you can, when you open that map, you can see there are 3 lines over there. That's yellow line, blue line, and the red line. The moment you see the red line, you know that there's a traffic congestion, and you opt the Google will search map will suggest you the best possible way to reach your destination. Okay. So similarly, if you want to go to the unknown places, you can use the Google Map, and you can drive blindly over there. When I say blindly, don't drive blindly. You just drive with the open eyes, unless you have a driverless car, again, which is an artificial intelligence use. Okay, you go to the office, you start sending and receiving the emails, and what is the first thing you do? You use the spelling check, or you use the Grammarly. That gives you an option to write the better sentences. Okay, or you have a spam filter which filters your emails and filters the emails which manages the traffic for you, email traffic for you. Similarly, if you go and do the online shopping, let's say you are searching for a laptop or mobile online, And you see that you check the prices, you see the specification, you see that, oh, I don't want to buy it now. Let me try it somewhere else. And then next time you go to YouTube, you go to Instagram, your Facebook, you started seeing that advertisements, and that is how it works on the again it works on the artificial intelligence. The Google already know what is your interest in, what you're trying to looking for into the buying, and then it will come up with the options via let's say Instagram. You will they will target with the advertisements. Similarly, if you are doing, it also works in the security. Let's just like, your banking transactions. You must have received a message when you swipe a credit card. The message is received or the security alert is received. What is that? It is all about the artificial intelligence. So they have the data which is already stored in the system, which have your past history, your usage, where do you shopping most, what is the average transaction you do every month, and if you do any transaction which is more than that transaction, obviously you'll either get a call from them, or you might get a message as a security alert. So that's again something which is very used in our daily life. Similarly, for when you go home and you watch movies, we have various OTT platforms such as Netflix or Amazon, or when you see that movie, you want to see the movies. The movies are being recommended to the moment you open the app. What is that? Again, it's an artificial intelligence where the Netflix or the other OTT platforms, they know what is your viewing pattern, what movies you like, and they throw the search results according to that. So artificial intelligence, let's understand what it is. It's just it is like you make the computer think like a human being. Okay, and it's not something new in today. The history goes back to 1950 when Alan Turing first pioneered the machine learning. In 1956, John McCarthy and his team has organized the conference on the artificial intelligence, wherein it created the machine learning, paved the way for the machine learning and the deep learning. So machine learning and deep learning is a subset of an artificial intelligence. Basically, machine learning is the tool which explores explore and help you to understand the data. Similarly, the data deep learning, which will the future technology in artificial intelligence, which the scientists are working, that deep learning will help the computer to learn like a human brain. Human brain is very complex, and as you all know, we think creatively. The machines are not in that stage where they can learn and think. But if that works, then deep learning is something which is they already started working on it. So what data science is? This is again what uses the artificial intelligence, then machine learning and deep learning, all these three, and it uses the data, whether it's a structured or unstructured, to analyze and help you to make the better decisions. So artificial intelligence is why it is being boom nowadays. The reason being, you can directly say that it is due to the COVID. We all started working remotely, and if you see that the number of internet users have increased tremendously. As of now, as of 2021, there are 4.65 billion internet users, which contributes almost like 59.5% of the total world's population, and of which 92% of the population is using internet via mobile. So you can see the tremendous market which is available for them. So artificial intelligence is right now is around a 62 billion industry, and it is expected to grow at the rate of 40% of the compound annual growth rate between 2021 to 2028. And that is the reason a lot of giants like Google, Facebook, and the other technological companies are invested into the artificial intelligence, and you can see that it will definitely help or it will help or benefit the people in future. And as long as it is the used in an ethical way, I think that will be a boon for the society. Otherwise, there are a lot of effect on the unethical effects as well. So that time will tell. That's what all about the artificial intelligence. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Walter.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sangram, for that wonderful speech, taking us lots of so many technologies. And we know now the man and machine line between the man and the machine is becoming the thinner and thinner, and we'll be having intelligent machine and dumb people. So may I request everyone to give, take a 10 seconds time to write the feedback on personal chat to the Toastmaster Sangram. Meanwhile, Toastmaster Sarika, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Great. Quick audio video check. Yeah.
Am I audible? Am I visible?
Yeah. So the fourth speech, may I call upon Toastmaster Sarika. She will be presenting her level 2 project 1 speech from leadership development, and I request our evaluator, Toastmaster Sudha madam, to kindly read out the speech objective and time limits. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Today, my speaker will be delivering the L2P1 speech from leadership development, and the title being time management. The purpose of this project is for the member to observe his or her time management patterns. The member will deliver a well-organized speech about any topic. The member may choose to speak about a time management exercise that she completed. It can be humorous, informational, or any type of the member's choosing. With that, I wish her all the best, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha. So, Toastmaster Sarika, can you able to see Toastmaster Harsh, the timer for the day? Toastmaster Harsh, can someone spotlight him? Yeah, okay.
Yes, I can see him.
Great. So, Toastmaster Sarika, time management, Toastmaster Sarika, time management, Toastmaster Sarika. Over to you, Toastmaster Sarika.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Actually, it's good afternoon, 12:04. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, dear guest. A very warm welcome on a Sunday afternoon. Time isn't the main thing. It's the only thing. Albert Einstein said, time is really the only capital any human has, and it can't afford to lose that. Time is the most valuable thing in life. Time is the most important resource of life. Time is money, time waits for no one, etc., etc., etc. We all have heard the importance of time, but how many of us do actually know and imbibe in their life the importance of time? And I had also read a lot about time management and everything, but I will share my personal experience that why I feel time is really important. A very close friend of mine, a very dear one, near one, and we have grown together since childhood, and I'm very close to her mom also. And it's been ages actually. I met her mom, and her mom always used to remember me. Sarika, please come meet. And I was like, yeah, I'll manage, juggling between work and home and baby and everything. So it just procrastinated, delayed. And suddenly one day my friend called that her mom is no more. This is really pinching me, till date, that I should have gone and at least met her. Now, when I think about this incident, whom do I blame? I think I just didn't have time to go and meet her, or I didn't prioritize my time well. I didn't manage my time well. We all know the importance of time, but do you still manage your time well? I don't do it. And hence I thought, let me get you a few techniques about time management. The first technique is the Pomodoro Technique. I don't know how many of you are aware about it, but the Pomodoro Technique means taking regular breaks at regular intervals. Any task that you want to accomplish, work on that task for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, again work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and after such 4 times of 25 minutes of work, take a 15 to 20 minutes break. Now, how does this work? And I have really applied this. Generally, we all are slaves to social media. Once you start scrolling and seeing Instagram, you don't even realize that it's been 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. One day, my son just called and he was feeling really guilty. Mama, I spent 1 hour on YouTube. I was like, what? And I didn't realize that it was 1 hour. So in this way, a small 9-year-old child is also actually a slave to social media and internet. And, and we have spoken, all my speakers have spoken so much about how the transformation about technology is happening. So by taking this 5 minutes break, set an alarm, work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. And when you take this conscious 5-minute break, you know what exactly you're looking for and why this break. And in that 25 minutes, you will really have more focus towards this work. This is the first technique called the Pomodoro Technique. The next one is the Pareto Principle. Pareto Principle, everybody knows about the 80-20 rule. It's the same one. We all know that 80% result come from 20% of the action. 80% of the land is owned by 20% of the population. 20% of the sales representative actually generate 80% of the total sales. So the point I'm trying to make that how do you imply this 80-20 principle in time management is that you do the most important task, the most critical task first, and then you'll gain tremendous rewards. That is the Pareto Principle. The next one is the Ivy League method. It's again named after the person who actually invented this method. Ivy League method means at the end of day, assign 6 tasks that you want to do next day. Make the list of that 6 tasks, prioritize it, and the first thing in the morning, start with task 1. Unless you complete task 1, do not go to task 2, and then go so on and so forth. Once you complete task 1, then move to task 2, task 3, and so on. And if there is any task which is pending, move on to the list of 6 things for the task of tomorrow. The next one, eat the frog. Eat the frog means doing the most important and the most uncomfortable task first thing in the morning. We all know we generally have this habit of procrastinating things, and especially when it comes to difficult tasks. Oh, I will do it later. I'll just complete this and I'll do it later. So the first thing in the morning when you are fresh and you complete a difficult task, you actually get a sense of accomplishment, and the rest of the day will be much simpler because the first thing in the morning you've achieved the most difficult task. So that is eat the frog method. The next one is the Parkinson's law. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. That means that a lady of leisure will generally take 3 hours to post 1 picture on social media. But the same post, if a busy man does, it will take 3 minutes. So my point here is that whenever we give extra time to a task, the task becomes really stressful. Hence, you allocate a time to a task and ensure that it is within that time. Because the more time and the more extra time you give to the task, the more daunting it will be. And the last one, my favorite, the 2-minute rule. What is this 2-minute rule? It means that if any task which takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. And this, I've imbibed this, and I also tell my son to do it. For example, we really generally have this, whenever we want to pay a bill, or maybe, the evaluation form sending to the Toastmaster Club, or paying fees of Toastmaster, you generally tend to procrastinate, but it just takes 2 minutes. And these small tasks actually get together after delaying or after procrastinating, turn into huge mountains, and you get overwhelmed and you just don't realize how to manage. So if there is any task which takes less than 2 minutes, just do it right away. Do deliberate on these time management techniques, and stop putting lipstick on the pig. If you remember Joy's session, that means wasting time. So stop putting lipstick on the pig, stop wasting time, do deliberate on these time management skills. And I hope this is helpful. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sarika, for this wonderful, very informative, and it will be really helpful all of us in our professional life as well. Great. So with that, we have come to an end of this first session, and I will request all of you to take 10 seconds time to write your feedback to Toastmaster Sarika on a personal chat. Meanwhile, I will request Toastmaster timer Harsh, if he is ready with his timing report, can he present his timing report?
Sure, I am ready. Yeah. So everyone, kudos to everyone. They did a really fantastic job. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Rishikesh and Toastmaster Sangram weren't qualified as they were slightly above the maximum time limit. To the other side and the happier side, Toastmaster Alvin and Toastmaster Sarika both were qualified.
Okay.
Over to you, Toastmaster One.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So welcome back. Okay. Yeah. So the poll has been launched. Request everyone to cast your votes quickly. Are you able to see my presentation? Hello.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, great. So welcome back, Save Soil Initiative. So while it is true that we are facing the climate change, poverty issue, air pollution, food, water shortages, but did you really know that this all, one second, screen is please. Yeah. So did you know almost 40% of global warming is contributed by human agriculture? The way we are exploiting the soil for this mass production of the agriculture is actually reason for deteriorating the soil and the global warming. And if I tell you that 100% of this annual global emission can be stored within the soil, that's possible. Globally, around 2 billion of people are suffering nutrition deficiency, resulting in susceptible to numerous health issues. And if I tell you that the reason behind, one of the reasons behind that is drop in protein in vegetable. In India, it is 60%, and drop in mineral nutrient in US around 87%. Because of the wrong agriculture farming, the nutrition values has been degraded substantially. By improving soil health, we can significantly improve nutrient content in our fruits and vegetables. Did you know that 800 plus million people suffer from hunger every year, and as per World Food Program, this is expected to increase significantly due to expected droughts and famines in Africa, South Africa, and South America actually. By improving soil health can improve crop production by 20 to 40% and resulting in feeding for 2 million people or 2 billion people. That's a potential the soil has. Not only just hunger, even water scarcity can also address by improving soil quality basically. So soil is the largest store available of fresh water, and improving soil health can provide water for 600 million people. Not only water scarcity, even poverty can be addressed by soil improvement. Improving soil health can improve financial well-being for 75% of world poor population who are relying on the agriculture. And then did you know that handful of soil contains the microorganisms which are equal to current human population? 27,000 species of the soil organisms are going extinct every year due to human agriculture practices. And if I tell you that that can be easily reversed by changing the way we are doing the farming, the soil health can be improved. And now let's look at the Sustainable Development Goals which UN has released in 2015 and targeted to complete it by 2030. And I believe many organizations in India like SGFC and Reliance has committed till 2035. India as a country, they wanted to do it in till 2050, and very recently they have asked for the extension till 2070 because of the kind of infrastructure we have to develop. So if I tell you just by improving soil quality and by deploying soil solution, out of these 17 sustainable goals, 12 can be achieved. And that's wonder the soil can do. And by the way, those who are the new gen Toastmasters in our group, I will just like to tell them that these sustainable development goals can be a future career options for many of us, because these are going to be a key streamline activities for most of the corporates. You have heard about the extinction of dinosaurs. Tigers are getting extinct, and we'll have to preserve tigers. Now look at the soil is getting extinct. Soil health is vital for human health and for every our creature on this planet, but our soil is facing extinction. Real issue with the soil is, as United States agencies has with scientific data has clearly saying that 1/3 of world soil is already degraded, and we have only left with 45 to 60 years of agricultural soil left with us, and we'll have to now time to act quickly and fastly. So basically, the biological content, biological conservations, 80% of this biological biomass insect has been lost within these last 30 years because of what all the wrong practices we have done in our farming, as well as pollution and the carbon emission we have done with the maybe automobile and all other things. So it's a time to talk about the soil. Are you agree with me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I will take that point further in next subsequent session. So over here, we will take a break and we'll start our second session, that is table topic sessions. So in table topic sessions, member will practicing the thinking on their foot and on their feet, and in this round is also known as impromptu speech section, and guests can also welcome to participate in this round. So may I request Toastmaster Akash to take over the control, and over to you, Toastmaster Akash.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Pareto. So, good morning, good afternoon to all of you once again. We have seen some of the wonderful speeches and some of the inspirational speeches about their life, but in the real life, we do not have the luxury to give a prepared speech to the audience or to the people. Let's, for example, you have gone to the office and suddenly your boss or maybe your colleague have asked about your opinion or statement regarding any project or something else. Or maybe that you have gone to some farewell, or maybe you're in the ceremony of some friends and you have been asked to give a speech or something, a small story. How you're feeling? Uncomfortable? That's the scenario. The ability to speak confidently and clearly without any preparation is a vital skill, which is very important, and that does not come with simple things. You have to do a lot of practice. In Toastmaster Club, we provide table topic session in which you can come and give the impromptu speaking in a safe and friendly manner. This is also an opportunity to the people or the Toastmasters who haven't participated till here. Now I would like to call timer for giving the timelines guidelines.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. As we all know, this is a table topic session, and it is very difficult to keep your speeches on time as none of us have prepared it earlier. But I'm sure we'll all deliberately plan to keep our speeches on time. I'll just tell regarding the timer guidelines. So at 1 minute, I'll pose the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I'll show a red card. The speech should be in less than 2 minutes, and a higher second of 30 seconds is allowed. So you can have a speech of maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds and minimum 1 minute. Thank you.
Yeah,
All over to you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Tamer. The participant or anyone who is willing to participate would give a thumbs high in the reaction button, so I can follow him or her. Okay. Okay. So good afternoon, Vishal. So the topic is not going to be easy for you. So yeah. Okay. Listen carefully. The topic is, how do you deal with someone in a position of power who wants you to fail? The topic is, how do you deal with someone in a position of power who wants you to fail? Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, table topic master. If you can repeat the last word in the how they wanted to play.
How you deal with someone in a position of power who wants you to fail.
Want to fail? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, table topic master. So yes, I believe in life we sometimes deal with people who are pretty easygoing, and that's relatively easy for us as well dealing with them. But sometime or the other we encounter these other kind of people as well, wherein we really need to be careful with our words as well as with our actions. And in relation to someone who's really difficult and wanting us to go, I mean, if they're trying to like manipulate us and wanting us to sort of go as per their beliefs or their direction, then it does become a bit tricky for us. However, I would believe to just keep cool and calm and just have the right mindset, think with the correct rationale, take a few seconds, maybe if required, just if the time permits, you can always say, let me think about it and get back to you, rather than give a response which is impromptu and which is not really thought about deeply. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say, and I pass it back to you, table topic master.
Yeah, thanks, Vishal. Now I'd like to call Toastmaster Rakesh to come.
Yeah.
Okay. So the topic for you is that, can there be happiness without sadness? Can there be happiness without sadness? Over to you, Toastmaster Rakesh.
Thank you. Thank you to esteemed guests and panel. So the topic for me is, can there be happiness without sadness? Okay, so as they say that sadness begets happiness, that is, you have to be sad first to be happy, because happiness doesn't come as it is. So what do you do, right? So is it like a chicken and egg kind of a situation where sadness comes first and happiness comes second? Yes, it is not, because you got to be sad first and then happiness comes automatically after being sad. So what do? When you're sad, it's like, failure begets success. So you fail first and then you succeed. Just because you're sad, it does not mean that that is the end to life and that is the end of the road. Every sadness, or like every dark cloud is basically followed by a rainbow, or a silver lining basically on the cloud. So basically a sadness or a sad approach is basically then followed up by a happy moment or a fantastic moment. And so yeah, that's my take, that just because a person is sad or a person has faced trauma or difficulties in life does not mean that's the end of the road for him. And there are many more things in the pipeline. So yeah, correct. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Rakesh. Now I would like to call some guests who are willing to participate. Anyone? Okay, then I would like to call Toastmaster Glenn to come. Okay.
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay. So the topic for you: what is the difference between falling in love and being in love? The topic for you: what is the difference between falling in love and being in love? Over to you, Toastmaster Glenn.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash, for that particular topic. I'm really not sure if this is some sort of a test or something. Is my wife listening in? So yeah, the topic falling in love and being in love. So let me put it this way. I think falling in love is an infatuation, right? It happens quite frequently. I'm sure you would have had similar experiences during your college days, and hopefully you don't have it if you're married at this stage, right? But if I'm talking about being in love, I think that is more or less living with that particular person, right, for the rest of your life, in spite of the differences, in spite of the challenges, in spite of the things that you learn along the way, and so on. So I think when you put all that together, in spite of that, you're still together. You have a family, and you want to live your rest of your life together. That's basically being in love. Well, but I don't know. I mean, I hope I hope my wife listens to this and probably even buys this. That's the most I can say this morning. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Akash. That was a great topic.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Glenn. Now I'd like to call Toastmaster Alvin to come forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so the topic for you is that what does silence word convey more meaning than words? What does silence word convey more meaning than words? Over to you, Toastmaster Alvin.
So what does silence convey more meaning than words? Words. So thank you, Table Topic Master. And good afternoon again, all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yeah, so this, I think this is a general feeling and general understanding. Silence says a lot of things. Silence means action. Silence is a storm coming and everything happening. You don't every time need to say something to convey your what you want to convey or convey your actions. A lot of things happen, like you feel offended, you feel hurt, but the expression, the silence on your face at many a times gives the answer to what you want to say. And basically, it's not every time that you need to answer. Most of the time, your silence conveys what you want to say. So again, there are questions with people prompt for you to answer. But when you answer, when you are silent, that tells you, that gives them the answer, what you want to say. That's all from my side. Back to you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Alvin. Now I would like to call Toastmaster Sarika to come forward.
Yes, Toastmaster Akash.
Okay. The topic for you is that what is the most straightforward truth you would like to space in words? What is the most straightforward truth you would like to space in words? Over to you, Toastmaster Sarika.
Sorry, Akash, what is the most straightforward?
Truth.
Tool.
Truth.
Truth. Okay. What is the
You can
most
express in
straightforward
words.
truth?
You can express in words.
That I can space in words. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Akash. What is the most straightforward truth that I can face in words? In fact, I like people who are actually straight and who come and talk to me straight. And I'm also actually a person who generally talks straight and who's always to the point. And I don't mind telling the person that this is wrong or this is right and whatever you done. At the same time, even be it an appreciation or be it a failure. And if I have to face the most straightforward truth, and suppose if somebody tells, maybe being so I'm generally very sensitive towards people. Okay, so I think this is if somebody comes and tells me that Sarika, you are not sensitive and this was a very insensitive behavior, I think this is the most straightforward truth I feel, that I can face this, because the one thing that I really can't stand is insensitive people. I just can't stand insensitive people when it comes to anyone, for that matter. Anyone acting very insensitively is like something, how can someone act in such an insensitive behavior? So maybe that is the straightforward truth, that if somebody comes and tells me that, Sarika, you were being very insensitive or you were being very ruthless, this is something that I think I can never face that, because till the last breath, I would really always pray to God that God give me that sensitivity in my life, in my action, in my words, in my talk, in everything. So yeah, so that is the most straightforward truth I think that I will not be able to face if somebody comes and tells me. Yeah. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Akash.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Sarika. Now I would like to, is it possible to go for one more, or it's over? Toastmaster Brady.
You can go for the last one.
Okay. So I think I would like to call Toastmaster Sudha ma'am to come.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you have gone for a long journey in your life. So now the question is that, have you found out the purpose of your life? And if yes, then tell me.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, and guests and members of the meeting today. Toastmaster Akash is definitely on a philosophical spree today, spiritual spree, and he has put me in a spotlight trying to answer the most important question, which all of us probably keep trying to find answers till we reach our deathbed. So according to me, I don't think I have yet found the purpose of my life. I believe that purpose of my life, if I spend time trying to look for it, I might probably stop enjoying my life the way it is right now. So I think the purpose of life is not a very straightforward answer that most of us want to get but don't get. So enjoy the flow, be happy, be in sync with what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. And finally, also be like Toastmaster Sarika mentioned about trying to be sensitive to people. That's a very important aspect in trying to be in peace with yourself, because we, at the end of the day, we are all human beings. How much ever we like or not, if we hurt someone, if we don't take along other people's consideration, it might give you a winning moment, but it might make you feel very sad from within. So ultimately, I believe in that strongly, that you have to be happy from within and keep doing the things that you like. And I'm sure the purpose of life will unfold as I go along. Right now, I don't think I have really got a clarity on that topic yet. So I'll definitely connect with you, Akash, when I find my answer to the question. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Now I'd like to call timers for each report.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I guess today we all would agree that Toastmaster Akash deliberately decided all hard topics, so no one would go above 2 minutes 30 seconds. So honestly, everyone qualified. No one could had an audacity to go more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. So really happy to say everyone is qualified.
Okay, thanks, timer Toastmaster first. Now I'd like to call to take this meeting forward. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Walter. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akash. And I think our poll has been launched. So I request everyone to cast your votes. So are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Thank you, and welcome back to the soil issue. So you are seeing two kind of things. One is soil, one is sand. Can you see which one is soil, which one is sand? Which one contain organic, having organic content, which one is not having that, without organic content?
Brown is sand.
Brown is what?
Sand.
Sand.
Okay. So brown is sand, and are you sure? Great, that's true. So basically, soil with organic content is it's more healthy. If you remove the organic content from the soil, it becomes a sand. It's not fertile. What is a biodiversity? It means humus in the soil. The word human comes from this Latin word humus, means healthy, rich earth. That means we all are also a living soil. If you look at the forest land, the biodiversity content is around 70%. For agricultural land, the biodiversity should be minimum within 3 to 6%. 3% is minimum. Now let's see what is the conditions of our biodiversity in subsequent slides. The solution to bring the land under vegetation and shade and plant litters will increase the soil organics. So land has to go under the vegetation, whatever it kind, it will be grass, bushes, trees, whatever it could be. It has to be covered. Soil is significant carbon sink. I repeat, soil is significant carbon sink, and soil is large water soak. Soil is a basis of life actually, and if you look at the 36 to 39% of the topsoil layer on average across the planet is actually basis for the 87% of the life on this planet. So keeping these biodiversity alive is the most important task for the global, basically. So if I look at these, how the soil extinction is happening. So 52% of world's agricultural soil is already degraded, which is a report by UN Food and Agriculture Organization. If you go by this pace, by 2050, 90% of Earth soil would be degraded unless we act now. This is again report from UNCCD by 2020 on 2020. Again, Worldwide Fund has also raised a concern like with this degradation, this kind of degradation of the soil, the water absorption capacity will be lessened and the flooding will be the worst case scenario for us. We have only 60 years as per the study done by the UN. And if you look at the US and all, it's already 50% top layer has been already gone. And this is what the picture is seen right now. Even India, if you look at 62% of the Indian soil has got 0.5% of organic content. So in previous slide, I mentioned like 3 to 6% organic content is good for agricultural land. In India, it's a 0.5%, and that's really alarming. And if you look at some statistics, these are the statistics. Now, if you look at the condition of the food, by 2050, anyone can guess what is the world population today?
7 billion.
Yeah, that's true. It's around 7.5. Yeah, it's around 7.5. And it will be in next 10 years, it will be by 2050, it will be reaching to 10 billion. And by that time, if our food capacity will be decreasing by the 40% and 95% of the human will be living without food, that's really alarming. And that will, of course, create the violence and the wars and what are other things. And that's where this Conscious Planet initiatives has been initiated by the person called Sadhguru. I don't know how many of you know the Sadhguru. He's a spiritual as well as the world-renowned leader. Have you heard about this Sadhguru?
Yes.
Yes, a living legend.
Yeah.
Correct. Great. So he has started this initiative, actually, the Save Soil initiative. The Sadhguru's Isha Foundation is already started working long back from 1998. In 2017, they recorded the Guinness Book of World Record by the tree plantation of 35 million tree plantation with the help of 70,000 farmers engaged throughout this. And this Save Soil initiative he has started already from 21st of March this year. This is supported by very renowned world leadership from UN on other the global leadership teams. These are the few supporters who has openly supported to these initiatives, which are started from the 21st of March. What has happened in this? I don't know, many of you might be aware of this, but Sadhguru is lonely driving motorcycle 30,000 kilometers. He will be covering 23 countries, and he'll be arranging around maybe 25 events will be held. And during this journey, he will be spreading the soil issue across the multiple countries, because without involving large, massive population, people, without that, this cannot become a reality. That's what his thought process is. And we become a democratic nations unless people will start saying this is what they want. This is not going to happen. His point is that this issue should be, people should be aware of this, people should ask for this, and these elections to be held on this for this issue, and the manifestos of the different parties should cover this issue more seriously, and then only it can be happen. And what we'll have to do for this? If you look at these issues will be like 20 years ago, then we might have given these advertisement in the newspapers or maybe in radios or TVs. But today the world is different. Today world is of social media platform, and that's the norm. Though the Twitter and the Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and WhatsApp, and that's where the impact is. So Sadhguru has, you know, these are hashtags. Everyone might be aware of this. So Sadhguru has also started hashtag Save Soil, and in next 100 days he will be reaching. Sorry, he has started his journey from the March 21st from London. He's touching all the 23 countries, and he's reaching in 100 days to India, the at the Kaveri Basin. And within these 100 days, his appeal to all of us, like, you make this hashtag Save Soil the most popular, so that everyone will be aware. So that's the initiative is. So over here I will stop, and I will take you to the final part of this meeting, that is evaluation round, where the prepared speeches and will be evaluated. The evaluator will give their feedback to the speakers, as well as the general evaluator will be evaluate the overall the flow of the meeting, today's meeting. So with that, I will hand over the control to the general evaluator of this meeting, Toastmaster Raghav. Over to you, Toastmaster Raghav.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, my dear members, benevolent leaders, and assiduous audience. Greetings to you. Let me start with a quote. Good enough is not good enough if it can be better. And better is not good enough if it can be best. The role of general evaluator is a mirror to show ourselves how we can be best given a choice and resources. For the benefit of the guest, my role is divided into 3 parts. One is to introduce the evaluators for the prepared speeches. Secondly is to call upon the tag team, timer, accounter, and grammarian for their respective reports. And finally, I shall give my general evaluation of the overall meeting. So let's commence with the evaluations of the prepared speeches round. I would like to call upon our first evaluator, in this case actually is myself, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Alvin's speech. I request the timer to time my evaluation as per the evaluation timing guidelines. So I'll start my evaluation of Toastmaster Alvin's speech with a quote. Your positive action combined with positive thinking result in success. What an amazing personal story we heard from Toastmaster Alvin today. With a constant theme of accidental or province. The objective of an icebreaker speech is to introduce oneself to the club. Toastmaster Alvin did justice to that, and now I am sure all the members of our club, including me, feel great to meet you, Toastmaster Alvin. Another objective of an icebreaker speech is to learn the structure of a public speech. You started with a question, whether all childhood dreams get fulfilled. Then you cited examples from your 7th standard, the difficulties that you faced with mathematics and how you overcame those challenges. Then you talked about how you got a chance to work in the banking industry and how it led to today being awarded as a great people's manager. Your name has been mentioned by Forbes magazine also. Wow, what an achievement. We are all inspired by you. The structure of your speech is perfect. Overall, it was a great speech and you did justice to the objective. I cannot think of any suggestion to give you at this point, but I would love to see more speeches on a variety of other topics. The reason I'm saying this, on a personal, when you share something personal story, the emotion comes automatically. We can see you, your body language is so excellent, so perfect. We're feeling you as you are speaking. But when you are talking something different, some other topics, at that time, your body language, your vocal variety, all those things can be properly justified. But today you were just bang on perfect. So that's about my evaluation on Toastmaster Alvin's speech. Now I would like to call our second evaluator, Toastmaster Vishal, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Rishikesh's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Raghav. Toastmaster Rishikesh, technology with a purpose. You really had a pretty interesting topic. I think we have seen a couple of topics today around technology, but yours topic, I found the structure of your speech was pretty interesting. I believe you started off giving an insight regarding how the starting of the technology with like, starting with very binary things like the zeros and the ones and everything, and then how it evolved from like computers to mobile these days. And I really like the fact that you made it interactive by asking a couple of questions to two of the Toastmasters and getting their responses on what was their feedback or what was their take on the first technology experience. So it was interesting. You made that interactive. And also you took us all on a memory lane of like, going back to our childhood days when we had our first experience on computers, playing video games, as a lot of people also mentioned in the chat below. So a lot of people connected with your theme as well. So that was something that I liked too. And I do know that you had a bit of a moment wherein you sort of lost your flow, but you were able to get on track pretty fast, and you took it forward, and you had a really good closure as well. So in terms of objectives, since I did not really have what you were looking to provide, what you wanted me to actually give you feedback on, I will just give an overall feedback of what I thought about your speech. And as I mentioned, it was like very structured in a very interesting way. I really like that. And maybe if you could have added one or two of your personal incidents, like a very short instances, something that really touched you, or how technology impacted you, I think that would have really given it a bit of a booster, giving like, showing your side of the story as well. So maybe, I don't know if you're comfortable or not, maybe if you can improvise and give it a second attempt on your speech, I would like to see, because I think there's a lot of scope of improvement in your speech, because your topic is really interesting, and you already had a lot going on, the connection with the audience and all. So overall, like really good delivery, Rishikesh. And probably we'll connect after this call. We'll probably go through on how you can set the objective for the speech as well. But nevertheless, a great attempt, and wish you all the best, Rishikesh. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Raghav.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. Now I would like to call our third evaluator, Toastmaster Joy, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Sangram's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Joy.
Thank you, G. Raghav. So Toastmaster Sangram, research speeches can be extremely boring, but thank you for not making it boring. Yeah? And you did that by ensuring that you have a mix of facts, numbers, statistics, and a whole lot of examples. So you started your speech with a whole lot of examples, and you also tried your hand at humor, which is, don't drive blindly, drive with open eyes. And then you finally broached on the topic of artificial intelligence, quickly explaining what artificial intelligence is. You gave us a few other concepts of data science, machine learning, deep learning, and then you ended it with numbers, the number of internet users and the percentage of internet users via their mobile phones. So structure-wise, I'm thinking, why would you want to go ahead and spend the first 4.5 minutes in examples alone? Okay. So you had a 7-minute speech, and I think you were able to drive home the point with the first couple of examples. Yeah, so did you really have to go ahead and stress so much on how maps work? Because just about everybody knows how maps work, right? If you could go ahead and tell us a little bit more about artificial intelligence, and the scope is quite large there, right? So while you went ahead and spoke about how artificial intelligence impacts us today, you'll have to identify what does my audience really want to know in terms of artificial intelligence, right? So if you have been able to go ahead and gauge the lowest common denominator within your audience, you'll be able to find out what is the takeaway for these set of people. Okay, and it's going to be really interesting and engaging for the audience to go out and find out the future benefits of artificial intelligence, which you could have nicely done by taking those examples and probably thinking about the future. For example, you spoke about shopping and how machine learning can go ahead and pretty much recommend what is it that you would need, right? That is what is happening today. Is it possible tomorrow that if you happen to go ahead and order a lot of fast food, your phone will automatically go ahead and order a 1+ size for you in terms of trousers and in terms of clothes, so artificial intelligence doing the calculation of you putting on weight. Is it possible that artificial intelligence also gets included in Toastmasters and, the tag roles get redundant because everything is done by artificial intelligence? Maybe all we need is a divisional director, that's the only guy that we need. So just fooling around with the new divisional director. But overall, few things that I was interested in knowing is, one, what got you to research this particular topic? So is there a story that you're not telling us there? That's question number one. I thought the examples were a little too many, given the, the 7 minutes, the first 4.5 minutes were just examples alone. Cut down on the number of examples, especially if you've got very specific examples. Third is, and the very important part when it comes to research, okay, you have to give credit wherever credit is due. Always remember that. So you shared a lot of numbers, you shared a lot of facts. Where did you get these numbers from? Right? So never ever go ahead and give numbers unless you give us the sources as well. Okay, and that is true for pretty much everything. Maybe it is a quote, maybe it is a research topic, anything of that sort. Okay. So that's the suggestion that I have. Overall, pretty interesting. And like I said, thank you for not making it boring. This was one of the research topics that I was engaged in right from the start to the end. So all the best for all your future speeches. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Raghav.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joy. Now I would like to call our fourth evaluator, Toastmaster Sudha, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Sarika's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. Time is the most important thing. It is the only thing. That is what Sarika started her speech with, and trying to give us the importance of time being money, time value, and don't waste time, and many other messages around the time management principle. So what is it that she probably was trying to tell us? That it's important that we value time. Are we doing that rightly? And is she doing it properly? And are there ways to manage time effectively? She took us through Pomodoro Technique. She took us to the Pareto Technique. She took us through the Ivy League method, Eat the Frog method, and also Parkinson's method. Yes, definitely. I know a lot about the different principles that people have done research on and try to publish so that we can take our inspiration from. She also narrated a very personal incident about her friend and how she didn't value the importance of time and she didn't prioritize her time at the right moment. And she probably was going through a feeling of guilt because time doesn't wait for anybody. And her friend's mother actually passed away. May her soul rest in peace. And yes, these are the moments when you understand that you have not managed time properly. That was actually the connect that she made with the audience when she was relating to the issue of time. Clarity of thought, perfect. Contact with the audience, beautiful. Confidence, Sarika comes on the stage, confidence is like at high always. Vocal variety, yes, you could have improved, because especially when you talked about the personal incident, I think there was a little bit of that emotion which was lacking, which I felt would have probably turned the audience into wanting to know more. So then, why is it that we couldn't have more of such instances in your speech is my question to you. Maybe you could have probably narrated some more personal incidences, because at the end of the day, we need to probably bring our personal stories. And there are examples in today's meeting itself, how the speaker connected with the audience just by narrating the personal story. I think we would have loved to hear, even if it's not a perfect situation, that you may be not a efficient manager of time. We all are not perfect. Even if that example would have brought forth, we would have probably enjoyed listening from you, and how you struggle with the challenges of time. And as a mother, as a career person, we all go through similar instances. But trying to keep it up would have been a nice thing. The challenge which I would probably like to give you, yes, is to try and bring personal stories. And also the topic, it was a very straightforward topic, which was time management. Maybe you could have probably given another topic to the speech. Again, it would have been more relevant if it had had more content which was related to your personal story to connect with the title as well. Otherwise, kudos, Sarika. Welcome to level 2, and waiting to hear lovely speeches from you in the future. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudha and all the evaluators. Now we are done with the evaluation round, and we shall move on to the tag team reports. To start with, let's call the timer of the day for his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Harsh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Raghav took 2 minutes 30 seconds. He's qualified. Toastmaster Vishal took 2 minutes 55 seconds. He's also qualified. Toastmaster Joy took 3 minutes 30 seconds. He's qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Sudha took 10 seconds more, but 10 seconds more. She is unfortunately not qualified. The rest all are qualified. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster Raghav.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsh. Now I call upon for the counter report. Toastmaster Urmila, over to you for the counter report. Okay, before Toastmaster Urmila shares the report, we can just all vote for the best evaluator. I think the poll is completed. Over to you, Toastmaster Urmila, for the counter report. Toastmaster Urmila.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Let me share my screen. Can anyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So here is the report for our counter. TMoD alter used clutch words more than 5 times, filler words more than 5 times. Toastmaster Alvin used clutch words 4 times and filler word 2 times and 1 filler phrase. He took long pause 1 time. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Rishikesh used clutch words more than 5 times, 4 times filler word, more than 5 times filler phrases, and 1 long pause. Speaker 3 and table topic speaker 5, Toastmasters Sarika, use more than 5 times clutch word, more than 5 times filler word, 2 times filler phrases. She used 2 repeat words like how many twice and I didn't twice, and 4 long pauses. Speaker 4, Toastmaster Sangram, used more than 5 times filler words and 5 times clutch words, 4 times filler phrases. He used twice we do have so many and trying to do. General Evaluator and Speech Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Raghav used 3 times clutch words, 2 times filler words, and 1 long pause. Speech evaluator 2 and table topic speaker 1, Toastmaster Vishal Mehta used more than 5 times clutch words and filler words, and he took 1 long pause. Speech evaluator, specific officer and speech evaluator 3 and table topic speaker 6, Sudha used 5 times filler words, more than 5 times filler words and clutch words. She used 2 filler phrases. Speech evaluator 4, Joy, he used more than 5 times clutch words and 1 long pause. Table topic speaker 2, Toastmaster Rakesh used more than 5 times clutch words and more than 5 times filler word. Table topic speaker 3, Glenn, he used more than 5 times clutch word, 2 times filler words, 1 long pause. Timer Harsh used 1 time clutch word and more than 5 times filler words. Grammarian Avni used 4 times clutch words. I have noted myself. So I have used more than 5 times clutch words. And Sa and table topic master Toastmaster Akash used more than 5 times clutch word and 5 times more than 5 times filler words. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urmila, for this detailed counter report. Now it's time to have a grammarian report. Toastmaster Avni, over to you for a grammarian report.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Personally, I learned so much. So I'm very happy to start my Sunday with so many learnings. It is my first time, so apologies in case of any errors made, and I would love if you guys can pitch in case of any errors or things that are to be added. Maybe let me begin with all the good usage of vocabulary and English that was seen. Sudha ma'am, you used steal the thunder as a quote, which I really liked. Walter used buzz, auspicious as words. Sangram used congestion and subset instead of just calling it traffic. So that was a good usage. Alvin and Sarika both used grammar appropriately. So I was not able to find a lot of grammatical errors in the sentences. So it was framed in a proper grammatical manner. Sarika using the time codes, words like imbibe. Elvin using accidental and providence very beautifully and also repeating it twice, which adds like a poetic feel to the thing. One thing I appreciate, like I really was stuck with, is how Sarika used articles, and all of us are using articles like a, an, and the properly, but sometimes just the clarity of noticing it. For example, she used something called in an insensitive manner during her table topic speech, which was very clear that okay, an is used before A-I-O-U. Rakesh using the terms like chicken and egg situation and silver lining. So this was a good usage of English language. Moving forward to some of the areas of improvement. Again, some of these are learnings. It might be open to discussion. Words like largest environmental hazard versus biggest environmental hazard. One of the sentences that were used was, can you able to see it? Maybe the correct use could be, are you able to see it? There was another one, which is, are you agree with me? Which would be, do you agree with me? Fastly as a word was used. So I just Googled and checked that fastly is not a word. It's only fast. Small. So there was like when I was small. So when I was young would be a better sentence. Large amount of cues could be long time consuming cues, which makes a little bit more sense. Another thing, I'll just take like a couple more minutes. One thing that I noticed was about the gender consideration in our languages, because we have been taught of using like him, her. Him comes a little bit more naturally than her. For example, there was one second. Yeah, so it was end of the road for him. As a consultant, we are using the word him multiple times, which could also be a her. So consciously using or deliberately using him or her would be a little better. Yeah, I think this was it. The last one was table master dash to come for inviting. Could to just enhance it a little, could be inviting dash person to come and contribute would sound a little bit more better. So I think lastly, thank you so much, Walter, Albin, Sarika, and Harsh for using word of the day correctly. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avni, for this detailed report, and congratulations on taking up this role. We hope to see you in future in more roles. So now it's time for me to give the general evaluation. The meeting started on time. It was 2 minutes late, which is fine. And I believe we largely, okay, the voting has come up. So let's finish up the voting first. Okay. I think we'll largely finish it on time, maybe 5 or 6 minutes ago, which is fine. For role players, everyone explained their roles perfectly. Coming to technical issues about the timer string, the timer screen was not shared. On the screen, the speaker and the video of the timer was appearing while they were presenting, the speech was going on. Whereas it should have been the speaker and the digital color cards or the clock. Usually when we are having an offline meeting, at that time, it makes sense for the timer to show the color cards, and accordingly, the speaker gets a cue. But in digital setting, when you show it by hand, the color cards, sometimes it may seem a bit awkward. So in future, maybe the timer can take the digital link and digital clock and take the sharing rights and share the screen while the speech is going on. Now moving on, Sergeant at Arms, I love the way Sa opened the meeting with a great smile. He took the attendance of all the members. We were quite sure that whether the required, at least the most required, the role players are during the meeting or not. Then he also talked about what are the do's and don'ts of the meeting. It was really detailed. Kudos to you. Coming to the president, she started with a very enthusiastic good morning, which energized all of us. I like the way Toastmaster Sudha passionately talked about the Labor's Day. It was really informative, dividing the 24 hours into 3 parts, 8 hours each. I didn't know that before. I believe a lot of us learned a lot from her introduction. She also acknowledged the guests that are present in today's meeting. She also welcomed the newest members of our club. It's a great step to make the new members feel welcomed once they have recently joined. And she also congratulated the division director, Toastmaster Babu. Overall, I love the razzmatazz of our club. Keep it up, President. Now coming to Toastmaster of the Day. It was exuberant and extraordinary. Toastmaster of the Day, Walter, kudos to you. The theme is really relevant. Degradation of soil fertility as the biggest environmental issue. He also introduced the silent role players. I want to congratulate Toastmaster Walter for doing a fabulous job as TMoD. Now coming to word of the day, it was deliberate. It was a great choice as the word of the day, and I congratulate Toastmaster Avni for that. Each one of us should deliberately work not to harm the environment. However, the uses of the word of the day during our conversation and speeches could have been more. Now coming to the prepared speeches, there were 4 great speeches we had today, one of them being the icebreaker. And the quality of the speeches shows that the members are very well mentored. Now coming to the evaluation round, Toastmaster Joyce and Toastmaster Sudha's evaluations were spot on. They are seasoned and they know. About Toastmaster Vishal's evaluation, I believe the evaluation form was not available, not shared with the evaluator. One thing is that it is the responsibility of the speaker to share the form. The onus is on him. It's not on the evaluator. If the form is not shared, the speaker is deprived of some very valuable insights from the experienced evaluator. So going ahead, we should take care of this fact that all the role players, especially the prepared speeches, the speaker should share the evaluation form with their evaluators. As Toastmaster Sarika rightly pointed out, that all 2-minute tasks, less than 2 minutes, should be done right now. Whenever you have taken up that role, why don't we share this form right now? It is beneficial for all of us. The evaluation of Toastmaster Vishal was also very encouraging. And it was a great feedback given to the speaker that you should share maybe more personal instances. One slight suggestion, when you were saying that you should give more personal instances, maybe you should show the speaker that how he can do that. Why don't we share something personal and show it? Okay, that's how you should do that. Maybe the speaker can benefit more and learn from it. Overall, that's my feedback on the evaluation round. Now, coming to the table topics round, the table topics master beautifully explained why the table topics round is important. At our job, at anywhere, we may be caught off guard to speak on something. We cannot let ourselves go blank. He explained the role of the table topics round beautifully. However, I felt that the topics that were given during the table topics round could have been more in line with the theme of the day. It seemed that the topics are a bit, unorganized with the theme of the day. If those are aligned, then you see there's a uniform theme across the meeting. Maybe you can take care of this in future meetings. Now again, when the speaker is getting feedback from the evaluator, it is always advisable that the speaker switches on the video, because at the end of the day, these are very personal feedbacks and suggestions the evaluator is giving you to the speaker. He would like to see you, to look you in the eyes. So the speaker should always switch on his video when the evaluator is giving feedback. Overall, the vibe of the meeting was very enjoyable. It was very informative, 4 great speeches and enthusiastic participation in the table topics round. I again congratulate TMoD for choosing a very relevant theme. I'll conclude the general evaluation round with a great quote from Franklin D. Roosevelt, the ex-president of the United States of America. He said, "A nation that destroys its soils, it destroys itself." Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Raghav, for that fantastic evaluation. So with this, we have come to the last leg of the meeting. Colleagues, we have seen the importance of soil and how it has been degraded. Supporting Save Soil initiatives is totally up to you. But my point to take home for today is that ecological issues are not irreversible, need to be addressed on topmost priority. These issues must be part of the election issues. Political parties must give significance to the ecological issues in their manifestos. Government should be elected for their concerns and commitment towards these ecological issues. With this, I will come to have end of my TMoD as a role, and would like to hand over the virtual stage to the presiding officers of today's meeting, Toastmaster Sudha. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Let us all put our hands together and applaud the Toastmaster of the Day for bringing us to a very important, relevant topic, raking our conscience about what are we doing about trying to conserve the surroundings, and also what kind of earth or what kind of world we are going to hand over to our future generation. But I would like to know something more about what we personally can do, Walter. That's something I really want to hear from you, maybe offline, because I think at a personal level, if we add, it's like a drop in the ocean. If we can even contribute, we can make it a slightly better place and maybe move towards the objectives that the leader, Sadhguru, whom you referred, is trying to achieve. Thank you so much, Walter. Walter always brings forth such topics in his speeches or in his themes, and I always love it. I mean, I still remember your speeches on women empowerment and the inspirational stories of don't know the lady's name, but I still remember the speech very well in terms of what hardships she went in the medical field and how she went through all the challenges. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Walter. And now with this, we almost come to the end of the meeting. I just have a couple of announcements. I think the poll master is requesting 4 votes are still pending for the big 3 so that we can close that. He can update me on the awards. I'll give you 10 seconds to just complete your voting if you haven't. Okay, so as that is going on in the background, I'd like to just say a few words. We have had some changes at the ExCom level in terms of the VP education had to be replaced, and we were looking for some time to probably think about how to go about it. And we have concluded that we have a candidate, and it will be for the next 2 months. After which we will actually have elections for the next term, which will be in the month of June. And we will be electing our fresh ExCom team in the month of June end. And we should probably, any one of you who are interested in taking up these positions in the future, please come forward. We are looking for people who are passionate and want to make a difference to the club, and suggestions are welcome, feedback is welcome, change is welcome, positive changes are welcome. So please take a step forward, get in touch with me on that, and we would be happy to take you on board for the same. For the next 2 months, we have decided to give the position of BP education to our very diligent Toastmaster. He has also made some amazing progress. Sorry, Sa, can you stop sharing it? I'll just finish this and then we'll come to that, if you don't mind. Yeah, thank you. So yes, so he's a diligent Toastmasters. He has done some amazing progress in his personal growth itself. Always ready to help. He has been guiding few new members also on the path of learning and getting installed in the journey. He is also a person who I feel would take up this particular role seriously, and maybe, you never know, if all goes well, he might be the next person in line to take up the role of VP education in the future. And this is what Mumbai Speakers is trying to do, give people opportunities to take up different roles at different junctures, so that they can also experience the role, and also if they are interested and we see that they can make a difference, yes, we want them on board. So the person whom we as ExCom members have decided to nominate for VP education for the next 2 months is our dear Toastmaster Vishal Mehta. Please put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Vishal as our intermediate VP education. Vishal, would you like to say something?
Oh, thank you so much, Sudha ma'am. I know it has been a pretty roller coaster sort of a journey past a few weeks, but happy to take on this additional responsibility for a couple of months, and then we'll see how things go. And as you already mentioned, everyone's like, more than welcome to raise their hands if they're interested as well. It'll be like really good to have like some really good options in as far as the candidature goes. So yeah, but thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal, for taking up this role. We are looking forward to your contribution as well. You will be supported by Toastmaster Mehak, who's also agreed to support the VP Education team. So she's not there today, so we will look forward to the team taking the mandate of VP Education forward. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you.
With that, I must make an announcement about also the membership is almost reaching 40. So we are going great guns. So it's important for us to contain the membership, and we are in the process of assigning the right mentors for everyone, each and everyone. And I reckon that everyone, please reach out to your mentors and make sure, take the time out of them and make sure that all your queries and your clarifications are, taken, so that you're not in doubt. We are all here to help each other, and we will put as much as possible processes in place so that you are not left in the lurch at any point of time. So tonight, I'll be sending the mentor-mentee list, especially with some new members having joined in. So please take advantage of connection with your mentors and start your learning journeys as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I haven't heard from guest Milan, who I think was there, but we didn't get to hear from him. Would you like to say a few words, Milan, in terms of you joined us a little late, but yeah, please, you were there from the beginning.
I would like to thank you, Shila, for giving me this opportunity to express my feeling. On the whole, I felt that we covered a wide range of topics, from soil erosion to time management. Alvin, you were excellent in your speech. I felt that the emotional connect was because you put your heart and soul into the thing. On the impromptu part of it, okay, I felt we could have done better, but everybody is not a good impromptu speaker. In the impromptu speaker thing, I felt that the VP Education did a better job compared to others. And thank you. Looking forward to make my decision on joining the club. Okay, and hopefully I will be the member of the Toastmaster.com. But sure. I don't toast. I've got one more club to see.
Sure.
And I will be there. Okay.
Please. Thank you so much, Milan.
Thank you.
Good luck to your selection process. Our VP membership can get in touch with you if you decide to join the club.
Yeah.
Welcome. And yeah, now let me do the honors about the awards before too much time is spent. Everybody is hungry. So let's start with the best prepared speaker. Any doubts? Who the best speaker is? Toastmaster Alvin. Alvin, what a lovely speech, Alvin. I mean, I don't have words to express, but very brave of you to share such a beautiful story of yours. And I just feel we are so fortunate to have you as a part of our club. And we are looking forward to interacting with you and learning more from you, Alvin. Do you have anything to say, Alvin?
Thank you very much, first of all, for giving me that push. Because actually you started this push, and I was already out of this Toastmasters. And secondly, to few other members, I don't want to name, as I thanked earlier also. And to Joy, especially because my speech was, when I wrote the speech and I shared it, it was around 15-16 minutes. So I did not realize that it was going to go 15-16 minutes. And there is where he came into picture and he said, no, it has to be down. And he was constantly in touch with me to advise how it should happen. And then I kept trimming it, sending it back to him. Again, it was 13 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 8 minutes, then 7 minutes. And then I didn't send it to him. I said, I'll try to keep it below 6. So thank you, Joy. And thank you all those who have helped me. And I look
Brilliant.
forward.
Brilliant
Thank you so much.
speech, Alvin. And I remember talking to you about your being nervous when you come on stage to talk, and it didn't seem like you were that person. You were so connected with the topic, and you made everyone just have their eyes on you till the end of the speech. So beautiful speech. Looking forward to hearing more from you, Alvin. This is the start. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. The next award is for the best table topic speaker. And that was, I must say, Akash put me in a real tight spot on that question. I didn't know how to answer it. But if anybody has any ideas on this, I think we should have another table topics on only this particular question. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. The next award is for the best evaluator. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster. The auxiliary role player, the best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster. I love your sincerity in which you conducted the role. You had a lot of value additions, and that's how I feel that even a tag role, I mean, generally people think, oh, it's a very boring role. You're just sitting up there and you're just writing notes, but you brought forth some amazing, interesting points for people to ponder. There was no deliberate attempt for everyone to use the word of the day, but I think you summarized your language usage and not so perfect language usage, as well as some forwards which you have done in the chat, which is pretty insightful. Thank you so much, and keep that up. And I think we need people like you to bring forth the language angle to the speeches, and that's how we are going to be maintaining the quality of our speeches. And that's the big role of a grammarian and other people in the club, who you think can add, like Toastmaster Joy is already doing that in his own way by sharing some excerpts on the club group, as well as I'll also probably do some whenever I get across a word of the day or idiom of the day or something like that. Anyone else, please feel free to share those interesting insights. Thank you, Avni. Keep it up. Looking forward to more. Yeah, thank you. The best of big three is, yes, the person who took up the role of an evaluator for the first time. He has definitely grown in from the time he's joined Mumbai Speakers. I think amazing journey, Raghav, and you did a very critical evaluation of the meeting today, and I love the crispiness to it, and also amazing feedback for people to take back. Congratulations, Toastmaster Raghav. Keep it up. With that, I think we have finished the proceedings of the meeting.